Yeah. This is cool. This is cool.
Yeah, welcome to the long-term podcast.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here today. Appreciate that.
Kempes Pandey, everyone. So what inspired you to start creating content that involves putting yourself out there so boldly on campus?
Yeah, no, what I do is a little crazy. Not many people are doing it. But let me get started with why exactly I started making content. So to be honest with you, it was December 2024. I was honestly I was pretty depressed. I was pretty sad. I felt like kind of purposeless. I had no direction of where I wanted to go with my life. And I just remember telling one of my friends, this is actually shout out to Arya and shout out to Mikhail. Those are the people that inspired me to start posting. But basically, I just remember telling them, I really want to make content. I feel like I'd be good at it, but I'm just scared. I'm scared of, people judging me, what people have to say, people from my past, like exes and talking stages, just, looking at me posting up and being like, okay, that's what this goofy's up to now, right? But yeah, no, Arya and Mikhail both told me, they're like, hey, man, I think you out of everyone we know would be the best at creating content. You have the personality for it. You have the confidence. You just need to go out and do it. Right. So boom, Christmas breaks over. I have that conversation with them. It's the first week of school. So I remember I was with Arya. We were sitting in Eka and I was saying to him, hey, I wanted to do interviews today, but I low-key forgot my microphone. So I think we're going to have to scrap it. And then he says, fuck that. We're gonna record some interviews today. You're gonna use my phone to record the audio, and we're gonna use your phone to record the videos. So I was like, okay, never mind. I guess we're doing it. Then bow. I think it was January, I don't even know, 14th or something. No, it was even earlier than that. It was literally the first week of school, and we filmed these videos on the Thursday. And yeah, I just went around asking people if they had any New Year's resolutions for the new year. And I just remember coming up with this question because my New Year's resolution was to start making more content, literally. And yeah, so I asked people that question and I posted that first video. And honestly, I was embarrassed after posting it. I was like, what am I doing? Why am I doing trying to be an interviewer? This is not who I am. Right. And I was really sad after posting it because I was like, it's imposter syndrome almost. But yeah, so I posted it and then it didn't really pick up till Sunday. That Sunday of that weekend, it shot up to 400 likes. And then that's when I was like, nah, you know what? People like this. I need to go 100 or else I'm not going to forgive myself. So then that Monday, I posted one of the videos that kind of sprung me straight into the spotlight. The video where I'm dancing at cab, where I'm just on the stairs, don't know if you got it, girl. That one.
I watched that one. That one was good.
You saw that one?
Yeah.
I remember telling my friends about it. I was like, yeah, man, I'm thinking of just doing a video where I'm dancing in front of people. The person that recorded that video, Jeet and Jack. Shout out Jeet and Jack. They recorded that first video of me dancing on campus. But yeah, I just remember going in front of people. My heart was beating so hard. My hands were sweaty, my armpits were drenched, right? I was nervous. People ask me how do you just beat the anxiety? How do you just how are you just not nervous? I'm shitting myself in my pants. But I just do it anyways. Cause, I think being courageous and stuff isn't about how you feel. It's about what you do. And despite all these feelings of anxiety and embarrassment and nervousness, you just gotta do it.
Yeah, you have to, man. And even for the people recording, I bet you it's hard for them too, right?
Yes.
So kudos to your buddies that went and did it. But when you finally just went forward and jumped off, right? Like, how did you cope with what the other people might be thinking of you? You dancing around and them, there's always going to be thoughts of, oh, like they're judging me, or, oh, what are they going to think? How do you cope with that?
Um, well, that's the thing for me. I definitely thought like, okay, you see this guy dancing around in public at like a prestigious like university. You're gonna think this guy's a little crazy. He's a little weird. He's, embarrassing himself. But on the same time, while there's all these people saying all this negative stuff, there were so many people telling me how funny and hilarious the video was, and how like, the University of Alberta needs more content like this, where people are just like out there experiencing life. And like, yeah, I am maybe in a way making a fool of myself, but I think it's worth it, considering how many more people enjoy it and how many more people are being inspired to, get out there and live life and truly enjoy it to the full extent. Because at the end of the day, we only have one life, like no matter what you do, people are going to like you, people are going to hate you. But the fact that, people saw that video of me dancing and they were thinking, like this is what we need more of, it just kept me going, despite the people that think I'm like obnoxious or annoying or embarrassing myself. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the salience when it comes to negativity is just so much more powerful.
Yes.
Because you could go through 99 great interactions. That one time they're an asshole to you, right? And then all those 99 positive interactions just gets neglected. You don't really put conscious awareness that they did happen because you're ruminating on that one person being an asshole. Same way with content, right? People commenting all these positivity, how they laughed and they actually took some value from your content is put down lower when somebody says, oh, like, what are you doing, right? Judging you. And it's like, it's hard to kind of tweak that, right? It's hard to kind of frame that in your head as like, oh, right, it's okay, right? There's all these positivity, because you want to prioritize the negativity. It's like, why would they say that about me? They don't know me. Like, they don't know the effort that goes into this.
Yeah.
And it's tough. It's tough putting yourself out there.
100%. And it's like, it's weird how the human brain, like, negativity hits way harder than positivity. Like exactly what you said, right? You have 99 good interactions with someone, you have one bad interaction, that's all you think about. And I don't know what, it's because negativity is such a powerful, like, the feeling is such a powerful like emotion too, and yeah, even though like a lot of people like my content, like sometimes I just see the occasional like, go to class, like get off this campus, stuff like that. Like, I try not to, focus on that and like let it get to me, but it does sometimes. We're human at the end of the day, like, as much as I act like I don't care about what people think, of course I care about what people think. Everyone cares about what everyone thinks,
everyone
right?
does, yeah.
Everyone has that social pressure, but you kind of just have to do yourself and strive and succeed through it, right? Like, how do you deal with the negativity?
The way I deal with it, man, is what are you doing? That's what I ask, right? Like when I see somebody commenting on how maybe the show is inaccurate, or like you got this wrong, or I don't like this, and it's like, what are you doing then? What are you doing to make life better? Are you doing anything more positive? No, you're consuming my content and taking the time out of your day to leave a negative comment. And this is probably what you do for a lot of your time.
Yeah.
And it's not helping anyone.
Exactly.
It's all net negative.
Yeah. Like they're not contributing anything positive to, the conversation or just society in general.
Yeah. And we touched up on it before we started rolling here. Like people commenting on your shit. It's like, well, what are you doing to make other people laugh? And And like, yes, you could argue that, oh, it's disturbing other people, or it's not, it's not all about, it's preventing people from learning. And it's like 2 minutes of you dancing, little chuckle for a majority of people. It's like, whoa, this is something different. I'd say it's a net positive.
Yeah.
And if it's actually bothering you, like, maybe move.
Yeah.
Go to like the level 4 of Cameron Library. I
Yeah.
mean, that's, you probably wouldn't show up there. I mean, would you?
No, actually, I have. I have made videos on the 3rd floor of Cameron Library. Yes, but just based off that, right? The people saying like I'm a disturbance, I'm like not respecting people's boundaries. That's just not true, because all of my videos where I'm dancing, it's in complete silence. When I'm dancing, I'm not dancing to music. Like straight up, I dance to the rhythm of the song. Like I literally rehearse the dance to the music before I actually go and do it, so I can make sure it's on beat in the video, right?
Which requires a lot of skill too, man.
Thank you.
Like having
Yeah.
the song in your head,
Yes,
dancing to it.
yes,
Kudos.
in front of everyone too. And and that's the thing. Like, I go in there, I do my silent little shuffle, whatever I do, for like 15 to 30 seconds max, and then I leave. I'm just out of there, So, and especially when I'm doing like the shots where I'm like up close to people, like right next to them, of course I ask people for permission to record. I'm not like the type of person to just go up to someone unprompted and just like start recording them. Like, I think that's disrespectful. If someone did that to me, I'd be mad too. The only time I don't ask people to record is when I'm in like a big public space, right? Because then that way it's like it's too many people to ask permission, right? And it's like obviously, like, I understand you don't want to be camera, but it's not like you're in focus, you know what I mean? Like all the attention is on me, like in the shot, right? So,
and it's also not against the law. If you're in a public place, you can be recorded.
Yeah,
that's just life, Yeah, it's just
exactly
a lot of things in life. We're becoming more and more digital. It's like things are changing, right? You got to acclimate to it.
Exactly. And yeah, I don't know. I just, I understand if you don't want to be on camera and stuff, but like if you're in like a big public, loud, noisy area of the uni, then at that point, I don't know. I feel like it's fair game,
Yeah. Have you ever faced moments of doubt or hesitation when filming, and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, I do feel like doubt and uncertainty a lot. I even like when I first started, like that's when I felt it the most, right? Like as I was saying earlier, just thinking about like what other people would say. I was thinking if my family, saw like the content I'd be posting, and they do now. They like it. They think it's funny. But yeah, I always have like moments of like uncertainty and doubt where I'm just like, is this really the right direction I want to be going? Will this video be funny enough? Like I'm kind of a perfectionist in that way, right? Like I want to make sure like what I'm posting and what I'm doing is like up to my own standard, right? But one thing I've come to realize is no matter where you are in life, you're gonna have moments of insecurity. You're gonna have moments of doubt. Like that's normal. We're human. We don't always have it together. You can't become a confident person like and expect to be like confident and like 100% and like secure in yourself and know what you're doing at every single moment of time. You become a confident person by like taking the actions and steps towards that, right? So in a way, like, yeah, you're gonna have times where you don't feel like you deserve to be in the position that you're in. And you just have to embrace it, accept it, and push through. Because then there's gonna be moments where you feel amazing. There's gonna be moments where you feel like this is exactly what you were doing, what you want to do, and what you were meant to do, right? You think doctors on their way to becoming doctors, you think they weren't up there studying till like 3 a.m. in the morning thinking, is this really what I want to do? Was I really meant for this? Am I cut out for this? You're going to have those thoughts. But the difference between those who make it and those who don't is whether they give up.
Yeah.
Can't give up.
How willing are you to stomach the frustration, the doubt, the negativity? Like everybody's going to have those thoughts of, is this for me? Because there's so many opportunities out there. There's so many directions and where to go. And you're constantly influenced by what people say and kind of doubting yourself a lot for a lot of it. And it's how willing are you to sacrifice certain things, to sacrifice peace to a certain point, right? Because a lot of people we look up to, majority of them, all of them, have this chapter where they were willing to go to the moon and back for their passion. And a lot of people question them for it. They question themselves. And eventually, after years of turmoil, years, right? Their time frame of success was decades. And eventually, the day they made it, they made it. It wasn't like there was no kind of end date where, oh, the suffering would end, right?
Because it never does.
No, it never really does. And it's just, you just look in retrospect and you go, oh, I've done it all, but then again, problems will arise on the day when you are more successful than you were. And usually it's kind of the same kind of constant questions of doubt and insecurity and like maybe judgment from others. But you need to be able to find ways to cope with that and learn how to bring your self-esteem up, instead of relying on other people's feedback for your own validity. You need to be able to trust your own self to be able to pursue what you want. So, what advice would you give to someone who wants to build confidence but feels stuck in their comfort zone?
The best way to build confidence. Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing about confidence, right? People expect like confidence to be built by just like changing your mindset, right? Like you just one day you wake up and you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be confident today. I'm gonna feel great. No, that's not how it works. You know how you be confident? Through actions. Confidence is built through action. Like you have to do things that you were scared of, that you didn't want to do before, that you're uncomfortable doing. Because after you're done it, your brain is gonna rewire itself and be like, okay, you know what? You are capable of doing this stuff. Nah, fuck it. Shit, you're capable of doing this shit, And it's just, that's the way I could express it with more emotion.
It's just exposure therapy, man.
Yes. Yes.
You can find all the theory onto how to talk to women, how to make how to make friends.
Oh my god, right? I could go for hours on those.
You could find the best lines and you could find the best routines. But if you never actually do the thing, you won't get better.
You will never do it.
Yeah, if you prepare yourself, you have the highlighters, you got you sharpen your pencils, and you got the pen just in case, and you got the fancy erasers, you even got the light, the perfect lamp for it. But unless you sit down and actually use the pencil and write down the chapter or the journal, nothing's gonna get done. Preparing for the thing and doing the thing are two different tasks.
Yeah.
Yes, one kind of lubricates the whole action and makes you more prepared.
Yeah.
But nothing gets you to sharpen your skills than actually doing the task itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
And that's with content creation.
Yeah.
That's with confidence, the relationships.
Yeah.
And all these myriad of things.
Yeah, one of my friends said to me that I think was so like important. He basically said like, nowadays I don't care about what people say. Like I don't care like what someone says they're going to do or like who they say they are. because, you know, people can talk a talk. People can say whatever the hell they want you to think or what they want themselves to think. He said that he only cares about what people do because your actions is what actually defines you, not what you say. Because you can say you're a good person and then do some like slimy stuff behind the scenes, right? But a good person doesn't just go around telling people they're good people. They do good things for the sake of doing it, you know?
Yeah. It's the actions that you take towards being the kind of person
You want to be, yeah.
Yeah, because we could sit around here and talk about how, you know, we want to be content creators and we got this plan set up that we want to be the next Mr. Beast or the
Yeah.
next Nelk.
Yeah, yeah.
But unless you actually do it,
Yeah.
nothing's gonna get done.
Yeah.
And there's so many people out there that talk about being a good person or wanting to aspire for achievement. But then there's this quote by Ryan Holiday of talking about the thing and doing the thing are vying for the same resources. Choose to allocate your energy accordingly.
Yeah. That's so true. I feel like your brain gets a sense of like satisfaction from, you know, saying that you're going to do something, right? It's like basically the same thing as like doing it. So that's why when you say like, yo, I want to study for this exam, like that's enough because you just say that you want to do it. And then it just like satisfies the same part in your brain as actually doing it. So that's why so many people waste their time, energy, and life talking about their goals but never chasing them.
Yeah. Like I've had so many moments where I'd be with my buddy, man, we're gonna make this our best year. We're gonna study every day, work out every day. We're gonna do everything we want. And then
Yes.
kind of it feels so great in the moment. But then once it comes down to it, 3 months passes by,
You're
4
like,
months.
I got tomorrow. I got
tomorrow. I got tomorrow. But it's about overriding those feelings of just negativity and doubt and just rumination and still doing it despite how tough everything may get. That's how you overcome your mind, because it can be your greatest enemy and your greatest ally.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really only about your own mindset. It's about yourself. Like how you treat yourself, that's how the world is gonna treat you. And just like on the last question, the last thing I want to say about that is like completion is 1,000,000,000 times better than perfection.
Yeah. Yeah. True. Because if you never complete it, right, then what's the point of trying to perfect everything?
Yes, exactly.
And I think they did a study on like a person, like some students were assigned to create the most perfect photograph because they only had one submission. And then another group of students were assigned to just take as many photographs as they can. And you'd think that, perfection, first group would do better. But what they found was the students that just did it every day and just took random photos here and there actually did better because they actually completed it. And as time went on, they had all these minute successes, and maybe they made some errors and it adds up versus trying to just spend months and months on trying to perfect this thing. It's never going to be perfect at times because you're always going to find something to make it better.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So how has your approach to connecting with people changed through your content creating journey?
I can't remember what I wrote, but basically it's honestly made it a lot easier, you know, now that I've been doing like interviews a lot and I've just been like, you know, building that confidence by like doing like, you know, the silly stuff I do online. It's definitely a lot more easier to connect with people, right? Because whenever I'm asking people to like be in an interview, like I deal with like a lot of rejections, right? Like people being like, no, sorry, like I'm not educated on this topic, or like, you know, I'm not comfortable being on camera. Yeah, now it's just like any other day, right? So like, yeah, literally, as I was saying, like, confidence is built through actions, through like talking to people every single day, and interacting with others. Social interaction is like, it's as simple as breathing for me now. Uh, yeah, if you want to get better at talking to people, if you want to get better at socializing, all you have to do is just strike up a conversation with someone, and you kind of learn to gauge people's like interest and uh I guess excitement about certain topics, or being in a conversation with you, and you know you take in and like learn about all these little things about like body language and stuff like that, and yeah, like going forward it just makes the next interactions way easier.
Yeah. That first time you approach someone, it's gonna be like, what are they gonna think what if they reject me? The 100th time, it's like, okay, like this
Yeah.
could either go good or bad. I've gone through it, but I now have the tools to be able to respond accordingly. If they
Yeah.
say this, I'll say this. Oh, better questions. Oh,
Yeah.
like this eye contact, best to leave them alone.
Yeah.
Or they're asking questions back. That means they're interested.
Yeah.
And you capitalize on that, and you ensure that if there is a friendship there that is of a great opportunity,
Yeah.
that you accept that. Because what a lot of people do is they just go to class, they just sit down, and that's it. For the rest of the semester, they go in, go out. That's it. It's so boring, man.
Yeah, I hate
It's,
how many people are on autopilot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough. It's really tough to see, because I do the same thing. I don't go as far as you with the with actually interviewing people on campus and
Yeah.
dancing around. I kudos to you for that. But yeah, basic, just sitting beside someone on the first day of class and seeing who they are and seeing if you're compatible.
Mhm.
If not, okay, move on to the next.
Well.
Yeah, if yes, then great, you got a friend.
Exactly. Like that's the thing. I feel like people think like a failed social interaction means it's the end of the world. It's not the end of the world, man. Like the sun goes down, the moon goes up, like another day starts and you're fine. Like I've had so many awkward moments and failed social interactions that it's like I've just come to love it all, the good and the bad.
Yeah.
It's funny, it's exciting. Like I feel the most alive when I'm getting to know people.
Yeah. They say tragedy plus time equals comedy. So like the biggest awkward moments that you have is just funny after a while.
Yeah.
It's like I was sitting beside this girl, and I even thought she was like pretty good looking chick.
Yeah.
And it was back and forth. And after the class, we went and sat outside cab. Even there, we're there for hours. Next class, I sit in the usual spot we were at. I look around. Oh, where is she? Then she comes in. We lock eye contact. She doesn't sit beside me. And that's that. And I'm like, wait, we just had this heart-to-heart conversation, and you laughed, I laughed, and it was this good time, and we
That's
talked about like
tough.
studying together in the future.
Yeah.
And that's just one story out of like hundreds.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's
man.
like, it's whatever. Then I sat beside another person
yeah.
that same day, and yeah, then now we're friends. Now
Yeah,
we
man,
still
you just
text
hit
here
it
and there.
off.
You hit it off, but you're never gonna make everyone your friend. That's just the reality of it.
Exactly. Yeah. And I kind of wanted to ask you, like, because you know how we were talking about, like I don't know, I guess like building confidence by just like doing this stuff, right? Just like talking to people, practicing and stuff. Compared to your first podcast, right? Like, what do you feel like you've learned?
I've learned that nobody cares about if I succeed or fail, or if I'm ruminating on things, because I missed 1 week out of the year. I'm like, oh gosh, people are gonna think I'm lazy. People are gonna think, but no, nobody. It's only you that's putting your own kind of agenda and your own thoughts onto the craft because I care about it so much.
Yeah.
And I've been able to stomach rejection more. Like if people say no, for one person that comes in the pod, it's like 3 times more people say no.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Most people don't want to talk for an hour to 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's just a lot. And then especially to put it out online,
Yeah.
it's a lot. So I get it.
Yeah. My
And-
mouth's getting dry, man. I'm gonna need
yeah, dude, me too, man. It's a lot of talking. But and another one I've learned is just it doesn't need to be perfect. Right?
Yeah.
You can I'll be thinking of what I could have said and I'll be listening to the conversation. I'm like, oh, I could have added that, or I shouldn't have said that.
That's exactly what I think too with my interviews. I'm like, damn, they said this thing. I could have gone in this direction, but I like listened to the other thing they said.
Yeah, but it's like, was I even listening? What I could have taken it to that segue, but it's like, no, because at that time you were thinking about this. And now that it's a couple days later and you're editing, you're in a different state.
Yeah,
and it's a different
headspace. Like I feel like every day you wake up, like you're basically a different person. You know what I mean? Like your thoughts, your emotions, what you want to do, it's never gonna be the same. You just gotta be in the moment and embrace it. Right?
True. What are some icebreakers or strategies you use to make friends or interact with strangers?
Okay, yeah. So, I feel like a lot of people, like when they're first starting to talk to someone and get to know someone, they like really overcomplicate it, right? Because it's like the main thing is you just don't know what to say. No one knows what to say ever. But if you're meeting someone for the first time, I find the best way to get into a conversation is to introduce yourself, right? No one knows like who you are. You don't know who they are when you're first meeting. And if you want to break that ice, just let them know who you are. Ask their name, you introduce yourself, and then you just spring off anything, right? You just ask them. Okay, a very simple one is asking people how their day went, based off of what they do in a day, based off what they say, you could start a conversation about anything, right? Like, a lot of people tell me like they struggle to make friends at uni, but it's like, have you even tried to even, say hi to someone? Right? Like, here's the thing. Everyone complains about how hard it is to make friends, but at the end of the day, everyone wants to make more friends. Like a lot of people are like lonely, they're dying for social interaction. It's just that they never get the chance to be put in that situation because either they're too scared to seek it out or the other people around them are. People are a lot nicer than you think. A lot of people are chill. A lot of people want to talk, right? But they're just too scared to do it, And that's kind of why I started doing what I do, because I want to build a genuine sense of community and culture at the U of A. Like, bro, I hate how it's like, we walk through I just see like so many like miserable faces, and it's just like people just going there to survive, just to like get through the day, just to, it's like they're not enjoying what they're doing. And it's like, damn, I want people at the U of A to be happy to be there. I want people at the U of A to like genuinely have like, a sense of community when they go there. I want people to be excited to be at uni in a way. And maybe that's like, it's kind of, I don't know, very ambitious, but screw it. That's what I want, man.
Yeah, that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Right? For you to wake up every day, because we're there for hours on end throughout the semester, right?
Right?
Why not just make more friends as a result of it?
Yeah.
And try to actually build some rapport, some more friends. You can't go wrong with having more friends.
Oh, sorry.
And I've realized too is more people want friends, and when you're going into it, right, you're scared, but You don't think they're scared too?
Everyone's scared, bro. It's
Yeah.
scary to get to know
Yeah.
someone for the
Yeah.
first time, man. You don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know because like the thing is, you're thinking about what if they judge me, just like how you're judging them, bro. Everyone is always judging each other, but you just gotta remember that we're all just humans at the end of the day, and we're social creatures. We like being in communities. We like having friends. We like knowing people, and yeah, like you want to get to know someone for the first time, just say hi.
Yeah, true. What's the best relationship advice you've ever received, and how has it shaped your connections?
Okay, so the best relationship advice that I had ever received is like the importance of communication. Like I've had so many situations in past relationships where complete arguments and disagreements happen just based off the fact that we weren't truly listening to each other. We misunderstood something that maybe the other person said, and like some certain things, like certain feelings and like emotions don't make it out of people's mouths, right? They keep that stuff inside, and like it just leads to so much like unnecessary conflict because you don't understand what the other person is trying to tell you or how they feel, and they don't understand what you're trying to say or how you're trying to feel. So in a relationship, if you really want it to succeed, you need to be able to communicate openly and honestly about how you feel, right? You need to truly be able to express yourself. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get anywhere. If someone doesn't understand why you're upset, they're just going to think you're crazy. And if someone is like trying to tell you like how they feel on something, but you've just misinterpreted it, then you're never going to come to a solution because you're not actually going to address what their concern is. So you need to have the patience to truly listen to what the other person has to say. And you also need the ability and the, vulnerability actually to actually open up and express how you feel.
Mm-hmm. There's this quote by Neil Strauss, and it goes, "Unspoken expectations are premeditated resentments."
Yeah.
So when you expect someone to do a certain act and they don't do it,
yeah,
and you get mad at them for it,
yeah,
they're like, "Why are you mad at me?"
Yeah.
And then it's just no. And then if you never tell them, they'll never understand.
Yeah.
And for them to prevent that in the future, it's just so arduous because they don't know, and it just keeps repeating and repeating, and eventually it all adds up.
Yeah.
And I'm guilty of it myself, is I expect certain family members or friends to do something for me, and it doesn't end up happening because nobody can read minds, dude.
Exactly.
Like nobody's gonna be able to read.
No one can. No one can just look at you and know how you feel or what you want.
Yeah. No, exactly.
It's up to you to make that clear.
Yeah. Yeah. So for you to expect other people to read minds, it's futile. So a way to combat that is just communication. It resolves so many issues by just being able to really look within and let that person understand how you're feeling and what you expect of them.
Yeah.
In return, they'll do the same.
Yeah.
And I find that with minimal communication usually leads to like really bad situations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's like, what makes me so mad is like how avoidable it is. If you just take the time to understand what someone's saying and also have the patience to communicate that back, right? Like I've had a talking stage end just because I got so angry at them without even trying to hear them out or understand, what they were saying. And like that's stuff that like I regret, but then I learned from it and I realized like, okay, you have to just be patient. You can't just like react immediately based off how you feel.
Yeah, true.
You need to take that time to process what you feel. And that's the thing. So many people struggle with communications because they don't even know how to communicate to themselves. They don't even know what they're feeling, why they're feeling it. They're just like a toddler that's just like angry and just like acting out because they don't know how they want to express what they want to express.
Yeah. It's like, what is this feeling? And so it just comes out in hate and anger, and you're burning bridges and you don't know how to resolve it.
Yeah, man.
And then you just, after it's all done, you regret it and it happens again. And the cycle continues.
Yeah, because people don't really sit down and study what happened and learn from it.
What motivated you to pursue content creation while balancing university life?
Okay. Sorry, that's a really good question. But kind of one thing that I realized is that, like, you know what? Content creation is something I really want to do. I want to inspire other people. I love the fact that, like, you know, people watch my videos and that makes them feel better about themselves. Like, that's what it's about, man. It's about like what you can truly achieve, you know, just by like speaking to other people and showing other people what can be done, right? And yeah, on the balancing it with university, I've come to realize, like, bro, like, people do this stuff all the time, man. Like, there's some people working like 3 jobs in school and they're like also trying to find time for the gym. Bro, one of my buddies is a software engineer. Bro, this guy's literally going to the gym, cooking his own meals, and he's going on like 4 dates a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, the truth is, if you want to make time for it, you can, bro. Like, if it really matters to you, if it's something you want, you can do it. Like yeah, it's definitely difficult. Well, it will be difficult in the future. Right now, I knew that I wanted to make content so bad that I dropped one of my computer science classes. So now I have 4 classes in my schedule. But I did that purposely just so I could make time for this. That's exactly what I mean. If you really want something, you will take the steps to make it work, to balance life, right? Like it's definitely hard, but I think the good things in life that are worth chasing is difficult. It's a tough journey, bro. That's why the people that actually make it, there's only a few of them, because not many people have the grit and determination to chase what they want, you know? If you know you want something, if you know you enjoy something, if you know you love it, you have to do everything in your power to make sure you keep doing it, bro.
Yeah. If there's a will, there's a way, man.
Exactly.
You know, there's all these talk of, oh, I don't have time, or I don't know if, like, yes, you don't have time because you don't want it badly enough. Like, there's so many things that I don't reach that I sought out to do. And it's, sure, I could say it was because of my sleep schedule. Sure, it's because I could say I should have studied more. Maybe I should have done more of this and less of that. But the end of it all is I just didn't want it badly enough, right? I didn't design my life for the chances of it to be, to be successful.
Yeah.
Then if that does fail, then you try again and you see what worked and what didn't, and you keep on going if that's something you want to do.
Yeah.
Right. And there's all these things that you can sharpen within content creation, whether it be your speaking, your editing, your ability to allocate the resources to other people, to create a system that works, that you could just turn and
so it just becomes like automatic in a way.
Yeah. So it's all comes down to how badly are you willing to go about this thing. Are you willing to sacrifice a lot of the things that provide you comfort?
Yeah.
Because like you said, to reach that 1%, you need to be able to do what most people aren't willing to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And like, wait, I kind of lost my train of thought. Like, on what you were saying. Wait, fuck. I forgot what I was saying. Nah.
Yeah, dude, there's just so many things
Oh,
that
actually, I remember my question. I was gonna ask you, like, yeah, like, you're doing this podcast, right? And this takes like a considerable chunk of time, like out of your week,
oh dude, a
And
lot.
yeah, and you still manage to balance like your job and school and this podcast too. So you know what? You won't have time. Exactly what you said. But it's about whether you have the will to make time for it.
Yeah, dude, like right now I my voice is fucked. I It's because I'm sick or something, sore throat. And yesterday I had another podcast and I I wanted to call it off because I'm not feeling as great. Maybe I want to push it off, maybe next week or just have all these excuses, right? But my rule is unless I'm bedridden, I'm not going to cancel what I sought out to do because it's a level of trust,
Yeah.
just to myself as well.
Yeah.
If we set out a time to meet up and I don't show up, maybe the first time it's okay, whatever. Second time, but third time I do it, you won't expect me to show up anymore.
Yeah.
And if I set out plans to do certain things and I continuously don't do it and I continuously just, the moment I don't want to do it, I just cancel it. I can just opt out of it. I don't want my brain to
Be comfortable with that, right?
Yeah, I want
Canceling on yourself.
yeah, because then I don't want to be on my deathbed going, why didn't I try harder?
Yeah.
On those days when I could have,
Yeah.
I laid in bed and watched Peaky Blinders instead. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Exactly, man. And like what you were saying, uh a lack of self-discipline is also a lack of self-respect, because if you really respect yourself and you set out these like deadlines and dates and like tasks and things you have to do and you don't do it, then that's telling your brain like it's okay to like disrespect like the guidelines and like the like kind of like the goals for yourself, right? Like that's telling your brain like, okay, you say something that you want to do and you don't do it, like that's fine. And then your brain like rewires and kind of in a way that decides that's who you are, someone that doesn't do the things you say you want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just the level of trust, right? I want to be able to establish an identity where, if Advin says he's going to show up at that time,
He's going to show up.
He's going to show up. If he's going to say, hey, like you're a guest, does this time work? Right? Then he's going to follow through with what you and him talked about.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's one of the things I've learned with podcasting too, is just that learning to trust myself and learning to establish that within the guest.
Yeah.
Do you find that like content creation gives you some pressure though? Like some like you don't want to do it, right? Like sure, it's something you're really passionate about, but
Yeah.
it's also something that's like, fuck, like I don't want to do this, but
Yes.
you want to do it.
Yes.
Right, but it's hard to explain for
Yes.
someone that doesn't
No,
do this
I
stuff.
know exactly what you mean. Like even like right before I'm about to film like a silly dance, I just think like, what am I about to do? Like, am I really about to do this? Like, because like obviously like I want to do it, right? Like it's fun. It's fun for me, and I think it's funny, right? But yeah, like even like in the moment, I get hesitant, I get scared, and then. But that's the thing, you have to swallow it down and you have to commit to the person that you want to be and the person you want to become, right? And the only way you do that is by having that discipline to do the things you want to do even when you feel like you don't want to do it. Well, I guess like doing the things you have to do even when you don't want to do it.
Yeah. that's you either suffer the pain of regrets
Yeah.
or the pain of discipline, right?
Yes.
Regrets weighs tons,
Yeah.
discipline weighs ounces.
Yeah.
And usually with discipline, it's the pain that comes first and it's fulfillment after.
Yeah.
But with regret, it's pleasure first and then just deep
Misery. Yeah.
misery after.
Yeah.
And it's like I oftentimes when I when I go and I opt out for not studying,
Yeah.
not filming, not going to the gym,
Yeah.
feels good just making that decision
In the
but then
moment.
in the moment. Later on though, it's like fuck, like
You're just thinking, I could have done something.
I could have done something today. I could have
Yeah.
been closer to who I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
And you could argue that, oh, isn't this getting with your peace? Like, shouldn't you be just content with yourself? Yes, I am content with myself, but I know I'm capable of so much more.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like, literally on that regret, right? Anytime I face a moment or like a situation where I'm like, you know what? I feel like I don't really want to do this today. I feel like I don't really want to do this right now. I just think like, do I really want to look back at this moment and think, damn, like I could have really gone all the way. I could have done this thing, you know, I could have made this action and I didn't take this opportunity to become as successful as I want to just because in the moment I was scared. So that kind of reminds me, I think about the long-term picture, right? Like, okay, there's this one thing that this one person said that I think about like time to time, right? So you know how like during an exam, you're like writing it and you're just like, damn, I wish when I had the time 2 weeks ago, when I had that opportunity, I wish I studied. You have to think about that right now. Imagine like you were sent back in time and now you have this opportunity to do the thing that you wanted to do, right? So you have to realize you only have one moment, which is right now. You only have one opportunity to seize the things that you want. So either you take it or you don't. Either way, life is gonna go forward and forget about you.
Yeah, it's quite fascinating how when we're in those the moments where we're tested, right? Whether the death of a loved one, because my dog just passed away, and it was really tough.
Yeah, man, I saw that on your story.
Yeah, it was tough, man.
Sorry, what was your dog's name?
Nito just passed away.
Yeah.
Within that moment of him getting put down, and it was just the floodgates were open. I was crying for
man, that's painful,
hours. Yeah,
bro.
it's painful. Just all the thoughts of all the good times we had, and there's always that regret of, oh, I wish I should have given more walks. Yeah, I should have done more. I should have done this, and it got me thinking, like, of people on their deathbeds, right? Usually, it's those like regrets of, I should have done more of this. I should have done more of that. And I read this book. It's called The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying. And it's by Bronnie Ware. And she talked about one of the regrets of people was, I wish I had lived a life more of what I defined for myself and less about what other people thought. It wasn't word for word, but that's essentially what.
No, I think I've seen like a TikTok on that video. On that book, sorry. And that kind of motivated me to go with the content. So that's kind of crazy because it's like a full circle moment, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what's gonna eat you up and sit on your soul more is not the things you do.
Yeah.
It's the things you didn't do. It's the things you didn't try.
Yeah.
It's the people you didn't talk to.
Yeah.
It's to the restaurants you didn't go to. It's for the passions you didn't pursue out of fear of failure.
Yeah, it's like, what could I have done to make my life better? And it's like, it's usually the things that you didn't do, right? It's like you could have done this, but you didn't. Why? Because you were too scared. And it was It was, I wish, the exact quote for the
Yeah,
regret
yeah,
is,
yeah.
I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life of others expected of me.
Yeah.
And then one of them actually that I think you'll like, going back to relationships, is I wish I'd had the courage to express my feelings. And it's just, I wish I'd stayed in touch with my friends. Actually, you'll like all of them. I wish I hadn't worked so hard, which goes back to like content doesn't even feel like work for us.
Yeah.
And I wish I'd let myself be happier.
Yeah.
Yeah. All this is like, you people live to their 90, and it's like, they've already told us what they regret. What do we do with this information? Like, do we just go, oh, it says they're old, I'll find out for myself? No, this is people that have lived like almost a century, or if not a century. And it's like, I don't want to, you're always going to have regrets, but how can you minimize it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Those people, right? When they were young, they're probably thinking like, shit, you know what? I have my whole life ahead of me. There will always be time. Now they're on their deathbed and they're just like, what did I do? What did I do with my whole life that just flashed right before my eyes? And you know what I mean? We make the same mistakes. We think that we just have all the time in the world. That's the biggest mistake people make, you know, thinking that you can just let your dreams go, but you just save them for another day. No, man.
Mhm.
You only got today.
Yeah. And you're just going to look back in retrospect, but like, instead of doing that thing, I could have just stopped obsessing on that thing that didn't matter.
Yeah.
Because I'm guilty of it, because I always obsessed on things that don't matter, and I have to continuously remind myself that, oh, I shouldn't care about what other people think, or, oh, that little scar on your stomach, that's maybe people will judge, but it doesn't matter, because if they do, then that says more about them than
Exactly.
it does about yourself.
Yeah.
So just accept yourself for who you are,
Yeah.
because we're all gonna die anyways.
Exactly.
You know?
Like, you shouldn't be afraid to be yourself, man.
Yeah.
Because if you don't accept yourself, then no one will.
Yeah, true. Because there's this question of, would you rather the world love you and you hate yourself, or the world hate you but you love yourself? And those are extreme scenarios, right?
Yeah.
But I bet you a lot of people would opt for the latter. You would
Yeah.
rather much have the world hate you, but you are comfortable in your own skin,
Yeah.
right? Like I see it as like a person just walking through kind of bullets all around them, and not them not being affected, like the bullets ricocheting,
Yeah.
because they're so comfortable in their own skin. And that's
Yeah.
something I want to strive for every day, which is easier said than done.
Yeah. Because the world is a cruel, miserable, unforgiving place.
Oh,
So
it's-
all you can do is just thug it out and be happy. Because that's what they don't want you to be. They don't want you to be happy with yourself and content with who you are. So you have to.
Yeah. How do you stay consistent and motivated to keep working on your passions despite challenges or criticism?
Like, that's honestly a good one. But yeah, you know what? Like you were saying, there's days where you don't want to show up. There's days where you're just like trying to chill and you're just like exhausted, or you feel like, you know, what I'm doing right now is stupid. You know, this is not going to work. And like I was saying, man, like sometimes I just think about the fact that, like, you know, this is the only time ever in my life that I will be 20. This is like the only time I will be given this opportunity to have a platform where I can speak to others. And then I just think, I don't want to be on my deathbed thinking like, damn, I could have done more in that moment to really seize this opportunity of like creating a platform and becoming a content creator. I don't want to, like, I just think about how painful like the regret will be of like, damn, I didn't go all in. I didn't put all my energy and effort into really trying to maximize the growth of this. Like now I'm here on my deathbed just thinking like, what if? So that's the thing. I don't want to think I didn't do enough. So that's exactly why when I feel like I don't want to do something, I do it because I don't want to live with the regret of that wasted chance.
Should have, would have, could have, right? And it's all just what ifs. It's
Yeah.
never rooted in reality.
Yeah.
And you don't want life to just pass you by
Yeah.
and play it safe all the time.
Yeah.
Not take risks.
Yeah.
Because with risks, comes big payoffs. But with those risks comes big disappointments,
Yes.
big failures.
Yeah.
And Chris Williamson has this quote of, the upside to never trying is never having to feel failure.
Yeah. That's what you were saying to me. Yeah.
Mhm. And it's just, a lot of people want the prize, right? We all want to be the dog. Get
Yes.
that dog in us, right? We
Yeah,
all want to
yeah.
be the people that we look up to, the actors and successful musicians.
But they don't want to put in that work.
Yeah, everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, but
Yeah.
nobody wants to lift these heavy ass weights.
No one wants to work out consistently
Yeah.
and like make sure you're eating good.
Yeah, dude. No, like everybody wants like a healthy, successful relationship with their friends and family and their lovers, but they don't want to have those tough talks. They don't want to subject themselves to actually looking within themselves and seeing how they can improve. If you just let life dictate for you, you will be bad.
Yeah.
That's all
You're
I
just
know.
going to get pushed around like by the currents, and it's never really going to be your own narrative, your own decisions. It's just going to be what the world has set for you. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people aren't comfortable enough to just sit with their own presence and ask themselves who they are and what they want.
Yeah. And that's self-introspection to me is like one of the biggest things that I do. Like I try to do it every day, and a lot of questions pop out, man. It's like, who do I want to be? And what do I want?
What do you like? What
Yeah.
bothers you? What
Yeah.
motivates you?
Yeah.
Why are you doing what you're doing?
How can you fix it?
Yeah.
What are you doing to fix it?
Yeah.
Is it doing anything to cultivate a life of prosperity, of love, of compassion, of discipline?
Yeah.
Or is it all surface level? Or
Yeah.
the relationships that you have, are they actually there for you?
Yeah.
Why? Is this rational? Is this irrational?
Yeah.
And if you answer that thoroughly with honesty, you'll come to find out that, oh, I am living a life that's true to me, or no, I this is not the life that I want, and changes need to be established. And it's that constant awareness of what can be done and what do I need, what actions do I need to take to pursue the life that I want.
Yeah.
That can help my family, that could help other people in the future. Because the way I see it, man, when my life gets better, when I develop more confidence and I develop better habits at the gym more, I can reach a level of success and confidence where I can start helping others. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what I want to do.
Where if I'm
Yeah.
in self-pity and I'm not doing anything,
Yeah.
I can't, there's not much to give.
Yeah.
I can't give.
Exactly.
And
It's like that, like the metaphor. I guess not metaphor because it's literally what you're supposed to do. But like in an airplane, like when it's going down or the oxygen's low, you got to put on your own mask. You got to help yourself before you can help others.
or else you'll pass out, and what can you do?
Yeah.
Or like the life vest too,
Yeah.
right? If you don't, you'll drown. And if you don't put on your life vest,
Yeah.
how are you going to be able to help others?
Exactly. If you're
Mhm.
not like confident and content with yourself, there's no way that you will ever be able to make an impact on other people.
Yeah. What's one piece of advice you'd give to someone who's unsure about pursuing their creative interests?
Fuck the uncertainty. Fuck the doubt. Fuck the insecurity. You only have one life, man. Why wouldn't you do everything you can to chase your dream and chase your goal? Bro, I was literally thinking the same thing, right? But yeah, literally one thing I realized, bro, we are only on this earth once. So why wouldn't you pursue your passions? Why wouldn't you freaking do the things that make you happy? Because if you're not happy, then what's the point of this whole charade, this whole show, man? Like, if you think about it, like, so many people are just fake, bro. So many people are unhappy because they're not really being themselves. They're not living the life they want to live. Think about how many people sacrificed doing the things that they love for just something to like get by, right? Like, there's so many people who have just like accepted the crushing weight of reality and the expectations of their family and the things around them, and they end up going into careers or pursuing things that they never wanted to do. So they're just like, they've just kind of sat back and accepted defeat, and then they're just sitting there watching as their life is just going by, you know, and not even able to do a thing about it. So, you know, this is for everyone that is thinking about doing that thing they always do it. Do it. Just do it, bro. My friend told me, fuck it. Go on campus, interview people, drop that episode of Kempes on Campus. You only have to do it one time and you can see how you feel. And I just said, screw it. I did it. And like, honestly, bro, like, since I started putting myself out there and, you know, just making a fool out of myself, I guess, it's just been opportunity after opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, man. People see you being confident, being yourself, and they respect that. They want to know more about that. Literally, after I dropped that video of me dancing at Cab, one of my friends hit me up and was like, hey, you should do a review for our restaurant, Barcelos. We'll pay for the meal on us. Hey, shout out to Noosh and shout out Jay for making that happen. Go check out Barcelos if you guys haven't been there. It's pretty good. I'm sorry for the plug.
No, it's all good.
But yeah, and even this podcast, bro. Advin, bro, he saw me doing my little dances on campus and he was like, this is the guy I want to speak to.
No, this is the GOAT. Yeah.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Dude.
Appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, I was sitting in Cab. I hang out with some friends on Fridays, and my friend Nathan Correa, shout out to Nathan, he showed me this guy on top of one of the seats on in Cab, which is one of the buildings at the University of Alberta. And I just thought it was the funniest shit. And I see videos like that all the time. It's on my TikTok feed or shorts, and I think it's hilarious. But it's one thing to see it just on YouTube and you don't really recognize the place. It's another thing to see it in your school and have, be in the same place that it was filmed at. It gives that level of, relevance and personal connection. And I've got nothing but respect to this guy. So I think you're gonna go far, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
and
bro.
Like the interviews, just keep it all up. But it's just, kudos to you for pumping this stuff out. I know it can be really difficult, but
it can be.
Yeah.
But one thing I've realized is like, people respect the confidence. They're drawn to it. If you look and act like you know what you're doing, people are going to think you know what you're doing. When I was dancing in Cab, did I know that? I had no idea what the hell I was doing. I was questioning myself. What the hell am I doing? Right. But then you do it enough times and people are like, yo, this guy's cool. This guy's funny. Like, I want to see what he is going to be up to. I want to see what he has to say. And then just like that, bro, people like you and people want to know what you're doing and people respect what you're doing. It's that simple, man. You have to respect yourself. Otherwise, the world never will.
Yeah, there's a level of agency that needs to be applied to endeavors in the creative industry.
Yeah.
And it's going out of your comfort zone, man. It's just being comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it opens up so many connections. Like I've met so many people on the show that I would have never had, never could have imagined talking to.
Yeah.
At least to a level of like deep connection or whatever their field is, and gaining access and onto their perspective onto life, which is extremely valuable. That's just something that I enjoy, that I really admire about life.
Yeah. I think it's beautiful that we're all unique individual people with our own experiences and stories. And that's why I do these interviews, because it's like, bro, if you think about it, some of these people, they go their like whole life just, being unheard, being unable to express what they think, what they feel. And it's like, if I can give them the opportunity to be heard at least once, on a big scale, then yes, I'm gonna do it, man. I wanna give people the chance to express how they really feel. And that's why I go on campus and I do this silly stuff, because I want to hear, I think everyone deserves to be heard. That's why I do it, man.
But yeah, man, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me, dude, man. Like I was excited to do this, and it went exactly how I wanted. It's perfect. Yeah,
appreciate you, brother. I watched all your content.
Yeah,
I'm excited for future videos.
Thank you.
And for people who want to see your stuff, where can they find you?
Kempes P on TikTok and Kempes Pandey on Instagram and YouTube. I don't have a lot of YouTube videos up, but I'm working on that. In the summer's coming up after finals, bro. I'm gonna go crazy on everything. Just believe that.
Yeah, this guy is growing exponentially, guys. So all I can say is I was here before he was world renowned. So yeah, thank you again, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, and I got to do the closing off statement first.
Okay, yeah, sorry. I wasn't sure.
And as always, to everyone listening and watching, there is a place for you in this chaotic world. Never lose hope, strengthen your faith, and keep it long term. Kempes Pandey, everyone.
Yes, sir.